Hello everyone, this is Nelson from the College Panda, and you're watching part 4 in a video series on how to effectively use your TI-84 calculator on the SAT math section. Now in this video, what I want to cover is how to actually get a calculator program from your computer to your calculator. So to start, you're going to need three things. You're going to need your calculator, obviously. You're going to need the USB cable that it came with. And you're also going to need the TI Connect software. So assuming that you have the first two, I'm going to show you how you can get the TI Connect software. And it's completely free. So in your search bar, just search TI Connect software. And you can click the first link that shows up. Now before you jump the gun and click on this red download button, scroll down a bit until you see get the right version. Click on that and this will bring up two different versions of the software. So we have the TI Connect and the TI Connect CE. Now if you have a TI-84 calculator, chances are you're going to want the TI Connect CE software because it's the more updated one and it has a nicer interface and it tends to work better. The TI Connect software is the original one, and even though it is compatible with the TI-84 Plus calculator, it's clunkier and it was really meant for when the TI-83 was a standard. So assuming that you want the CE software, click on Learn More and it will bring you to a page where it says TI Connect CE software. Click on the red download button and it will bring up a new tab with a bunch of links. Click the one for your operating system. I have a Mac, so I'm going to click on that and now it's downloading off screen. Now I've already downloaded it, but if you haven't already, then just click on that and just walk through the quick and easy installation process. So once you have the application up and running, what you're going to see is something like this. So TI Connect CE, you're going to see three tabs. The first is screen capture, if you want to capture the screen on your calculator. The Calculator Explorer, and this is what we're going to use to send files to and from our computer. And lastly, the Program Editor, if you want to make a new program or edit an old one. So again, we're going to stick with the second tab once we connect our calculator. So moving this back, before we want to connect our calculator, we want to find a program that we might actually want to use. So in this third tab, I have search for TI-84 basic math programs. And once you search for that, you can click on the first link. And this will bring you to a repository filled with programs that other people have written. Now, if you're looking for a program that will help you on the SATs, chances are you'll find it in the algebra folder, the arithmetic folder, or maybe the geometry folder. The SAT simply doesn't test you on some of the concepts that you'll see in these other folders. So clicking on the algebra folder, you'll see a list of programs and their corresponding descriptions. So if you're looking for something in particular, maybe like a quadratic formula or some type of solver, you can scroll through and read the descriptions and download and experiment and see if it does what you're looking for it to do. So I already know the one that I want. It's called Solve2. And searching for it brings it up. And what that will do is solve simultaneous equations. So I can click on that. It will download off screen. And bringing this up, make some room for it. What you'll see is a Solve2 folder. Sometimes you will have to unzip a folder before you get to this one. So opening this up, you'll see a README and documentation file, and you'll also see this solve2.8xp file. Now this 8xp extension just signifies that yes, this is a file that should be used with a TI-84 calculator. So let me bring that out just to make it easier to work with. And now the question becomes, how do we get this program onto our calculator? So bringing back our TI Connect software, what you want to do is now connect your USB cable to your computer and to your calculator, and then turn your calculator on. Once you turn it on, you'll see that it's connected to my TI-84 Plus. And in this window, I see a bunch of things that are stored on my calculator. So you'll see that there are some programs. It looks like I already have the Solve 2 program. That's okay. And I have a bunch of Flash applications as well. So to move this file from your computer to your calculator, all you have to do is take it and drag it on top of the list, and it will bring up this window. Name on calculator should be Solve 2. Location will be your RAM. We'll talk about what that means in a second. The calculator should be your TI-84. And then in my case, since I already have the Solve 2 program on my calculator, I'm going to replace it with the new one. But if you're doing this for the first time, you don't have to worry about this. You can leave this unchecked. So I'm going to click send, and it's sending. And now I have my Solve 2 program. Now there is another way to get a program onto your calculator, and that's by clicking this icon in the top left right here, and it brings up a little tooltip that says add content from computer to connected calculators. So if you click on that, you can actually select a file from your computer and upload that. I won't do that since I've already uploaded the program by dragging it. So another issue that some students run into is that they already have a bunch of programs that maybe were pre-installed, and so they don't have any memory available to install new ones. So if you have this issue, all you have to do is right click and delete on a program that you're not currently using. So for this Solve 2 program, let's say that I'm not using it, I can delete it. Delete, and this will free up some space so that you can install programs that you do want to use. So there is another option. Let's say that you don't want to delete the program. What you can actually do instead is move it from RAM into archive, and let's talk about what that means. So your RAM is like the calculator's working memory. It's where you want to place programs that you actually use. So think of it as your desk, right? Space is limited, but everything there is immediately accessible. In contrast, archive is like basement storage. There's more storage space, but you have to unarchive it to RAM to actually use it. So in fact, if you actually try to execute or run an archive program, it will actually throw an error on your calculator. So to free up space, if you don't want to delete programs, move programs that you don't use from RAM into the archive. So that way you actually have it saved somewhere, even though it's not immediately accessible on your calculator. Now we can't archive programs from our computer. We'll actually have to do that on the calculator itself. So this will conclude the computer portion of the video. Let's move on to our calculator so you see what I'm talking about. So here I am with my calculator, and sorry if there was a shift in the audio. I'm actually recording this on a different device. But if we go to our calculator, turn it on, and we go to the program menu, this button in the middle, I can actually see that I have a program that I wrote for the College Panda and the Solve 2 program that we downloaded earlier. So to run a program, all I have to do is highlight it and then press enter, or I can press the number that corresponds to the program in the menu. In this case, it would be 2 for the Solve 2 program. So pressing enter and enter again to run it, this is a program that solves simultaneous equations, so it's going to ask me for the coefficients of x and y. So let's make up a few: 5, -3, 7. And then for our second equation, we'll do 5, 2, -15. And it gives us back the solution to the system that we entered. Now let's say that we're not using this program that often and we want to archive it rather than delete it. Again, we can't archive things on our computer. We have to do it on the calculator itself. So how do we do that? We can press second, and then above this plus sign it says memory. So I'm going to go to option 2, which is memory management. And this is a list of the types of things that we store on our calculator. Of course, we store programs on our calculator. So I'll go to option 7, program. And here we have a list of the programs that we have. So I'm going to archive solve2 by pressing enter. And you can see the star in front, which means that it's archived. Now, what happens if I quit and try to run an archive program? So as you can see, when I bring up the programs and try to execute or run solve2, it will throw an error saying that it's archived. So I can't run archive programs. That's the disadvantage. So quitting out, I can go back to memory management, option 2, go down to program, and now I can press enter again to unarchive it. And as you can see up top here, there's a RAM free and an archive free. And this actually just tells you the number of bytes that are free for each different type of memory. So now that I've unarchived solve2, I can quit, go back to our list of programs, run it, and it runs as it should. So that's all for this video. I hope you found it helpful. This has been Nelson with thecollegepanda.com. Thanks for watching.